Welcome back, sweet friends, and aren't you glad I wanted to bake a cake? On this episode of Pastry Fundamentals, we're gonna make the famous Lou Garden's orange cake. Here in Orlando, Florida, this is a beautiful garden that Harry Lou dedicated to his wife, and she used to make an orange cake. I got told by the tour guide of the house no one's ever made her the cake, and this weekend is the famous plant sale. On this episode of Pastry Fundamentals, we're going to be tackling a very zesty orange cake recipe. It's like holding a beach volleyball shit. Going all the way back to 1923. This episode is full of tips and tricks from your favorite award-winning pastry chef. Before we get going though, make sure to like and subscribe so I can one day afford a time machine, as I was clearly born in the wrong era.
That was good.
Walking through one's kitchen as I'm walking through a garden to pick flowers, I collect all my ingredients, like a bouquet of flavorful fun. As per usual, I plan to convert this recipe into grams, as it's more accurate for replicating. And there's just gonna be scaling the ingredients. We're gonna go ahead and make a paste with the first 4 ingredients: egg yolks, orange juice, orange rind, and lemon juice until thick. Oh, okay. So we're just making a pat bomb. Why wouldn't they cook the sugar to fold it in? Well, we're just gonna do it as she says. I'm not gonna question this too hard. Fold in stiff beaten egg whites. So the egg whites are being whipped without sugar. Crazy. Like egg whites beaten without sugar, you don't have the cells of protein that you're creating by agitating the egg whites. The structure needs to be held in place by sugar, which is why normal meringue uses a bit of sugar to stabilize the protein cells in that meringue.
Yes, science!
So I have to separate out egg whites and egg yolks. I'm probably gonna double, if not quadruple, this recipe. Go big or go home, right? I wish Lou Gardens was my home. It's actually a historically protected place. No one can buy it. It's owned by the city, and it's basically like a garden museum, if you will. Ooh, okay, I'm making 5 times the called recipe. We got 436 grams of eggs, but I have to split them into yolks and whites. If you don't double up this recipe like 2, it's gonna be really hard to mix in a KitchenAid mixer. I mean, 2 yolks whipping in a KitchenAid, that's like nothing. That's like tiny. 3/4 cup of sugar. I'm gonna surrender for my phone because this stupid shit I got at a thrift store and doesn't work. I'm like, ooh, I found a calculator for $1.99 at a thrift store. The 0 button doesn't work, the 3 button doesn't work. Anyway, yes, I could be better at math. Don't judge me. I believe it's more stable to put some sugar in the yolks and some sugar in the whites. Ba-da-da! If I have 308 grams of egg whites and I want to make a meringue, I really should use equal parts sugar. 500 grams of sugar goes in. And then we're gonna whip the shit out of this, and then I'm gonna add my OJ. 500 grams of sugar. We also need 1 grated orange rind and half a tablespoon of lemon juice. So the reason why pastry chefs always convert homemaker recipes into grams, it's so we can easily replicate them on a massive scale. All right, we're gonna get that lemon juice. I'm gonna put it right on top of the sugar. Remember, it's not touching the yolks. Don't let the acidity directly touch the yolks. You'll cook the yolks right away. Just science, science. So half that lemon was actually 33 grams of juice. That's a juicy lemon. 600 grams of regular juice. Okay, so I did cheat. Okay, you guys can sit here and juice fresh ones. We're just gonna use the juice. Okay, now it needs a zest. So I have to zest 5 of these suckers. So I need 1 more. If enough of you subscribe, I will ship you baked goods.
Don't make that promise.
I will, if it means I don't have to bake for mean customers that yell at me on the phone I want a cake today. Okay, well I want a new car tomorrow. I know, I'm enjoying the zest, guys. Okay, this is a shit ton of zest. This recipe, you talk about an orange cake, which by the way, if you see that on an orange, that actually means the orange is really sweet because the bumblebees were scratching at it. So you can tell how juicy this one is. Oh, it smells so good. I go to the grocery store and definitely I've gotten some side eye from people because I'd be like, You know, I don't let my nose hairs touch it, but like, you know, I gotta smell the aroma. All right, this is the big one. You know, you got all these like little ones, and then you got the mob boss, you know. It's like holding a beach volleyball. Shit. I'm like trying to rotate without getting carpal tunnel. Feel the burn. By the way, there is like a different way to like do this. Like you can play the sad violin, you know. I don't know, whatever you find more comfortable. Okay, we all get carpal tunnel in the end. You know, it just matters how we got there. Through delicious flavor. Carpal tunnel, you're coming for my wrist. But this is whipping. That's it, it's all the ingredients. Oh, sorry. I scared myself. Like, did I leave a whole egg in there? Why is it having a hard time? It is her recipe, it's not my recipe. I don't know if that's gonna work out, but we're just gonna we're gonna whip the shit out of it. You know, I don't know, something tells me it's not gonna work out, whatever. All right, just the egg whites, nothing else. That's what she said to do, so we're doing it. Woo! Foaming it up. We need 40 grams of baking powder. And I'm scaling that first because it's the smallest thing. You don't want to scale flour and then scale this because then the scale won't be as sensitive. This is a shit ton of baking powder. That's a lot. That's a lot of baking powder. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do what she says. I've made recipes before with shit ton of baking powder, but that was a lot of baking powder. 600 grams of flour, straight out of the bag. I'm still gonna sift it even though it's directly out of the bag. Trick of a pastry chef. Go to dish pit, see a sieved, but it's wet. Into the oven, 5-minute timer. Now we gotta wait. See, trust the process. I wasn't trusting her. It's working. It's alive! So because my sieve is hot after these mittens, look at that, 2 minutes later. Nice, hot out of the oven and dry. But remember to use oven mitts because you don't want to burn yourself on a sieve. But look, if you're ever in a competition or you like got a rush and you're like, this sift is wet, just remember this trick. Sift is actually not even warm anymore. The flour cooled it down. You know that's a trick too. If you get burned in a kitchen, they always say to like put your arm in flour, but then we have to throw away the whole flour bin. Should we fold the cake? Let's spray our pans, right? Let's spray our pans. We're gonna do it production style. It's like you would in a resort. Turn that bitch up. I think that's, I mean, it's been going for a while. So I think that's as fluffy as we're gonna, so yeah, that's a pata bomb, wow. Ooh, all that orange zest got caught, so make sure you use your fingers and clean off the whisk, please. A lot of people are always afraid to touch it. That's the whole point of pastry, you're meant to use your hands. You're using your hands! I forgot to mention I was ghosting a shell. Let me just like f***ing use my robot hand. Like, what do you think was gonna happen? Fold into first mixture. So this was our first mixture. I imagine she wants us to fold some flour into the first mixture. Okay. I did about 1/3 of my flour. Baby, you gotta get those muscles going. We're gonna add more flour. Whenever you have to fold something in, always add it in stages. Oh, it's looking good. Bringing it around town, doing the folding. I know, Everyone always gets excited and they're like, oh, I'm gonna throw more flour in. No, not yet. You see all those like pockets? You don't want like lumps of flour. The gloves are coming off! So egg whites, when they don't have sugar to stabilize them, look broken when they're fully stiff peak. So that's why like, you see me going in with my hand and being really gentle to break up the protein but also keep the volume. So I'm gonna add in the last bit of flour. All right, last bit of egg whites are going in. Can she fit it in the bowl? It's the final egging. I think I'm giving in. Ooh, this is gonna be a good cake, guys. Maybe it was all that baking powder. Scrape your bowl. Scrape your bowl. Get in there, man. If you ever want to get hired by a pastry chef, scrape your bowl. If they see that you won't scrape the bowl, how can they trust you to do anything else that they ask you to do? Scrape Scraping your bowl means you're willing to cherish the high quality ingredients that they are spending. Oh, this is gorgeous. Let's go. Let's go, chat. Oh my gosh. Wow, it's just like I went plucking oranges off a tree in cake form. Here I am, farmer of cake. So normally in a kitchen we would scale all the sheet pans to be like a specific scaling of batter. But to be fair, I've done this so many times, I just eyeballed the weight of each pan. Do I trust myself in baking? Yes. Are you gonna judge me? I don't care. Let me use a towel. Ooh, look at that. But yeah, when it releases from the side, we know it's done. Okay, so basically yesterday I got tired and I went to bed and I made the sponge cake in sheet pans and I'm happy with it, but like, I wanna know what it's like to bake it in a cake pan. And did I ask for a haircut and get 4 inches lopped off? Yes, I did. My hairstyle is different. It is what it is. So I also, for your entertainment, found measuring cups. I'm gonna redo this cake recipe with the proper measuring cups rather than just ChatGPT telling me what everything weighs in cups. I found at the thrift store. I didn't buy them brand new, but someone did, and I only paid $3 for them at the thrift store. These are so cute! Cuter than the box describes. It's a little snail. See how much longer this is taking me than just scaling it out? Recipes are gonna come out so much different between scaling in grams and using the old-fashioned recipe and the measurements of cups. If you know how to sharpen a microplane, comment below, because I've never sharpened mine in 10 years, and it's still sharp as hell. My Florida oranges are coming from California. I live in Florida. The same bag of oranges, and they're 2 different colors. That's so fun. I have my lemons, and in this economy, we waste not, want not.
Splish Splash Orange and Zest. This flavor is fantastic and acidic.
I'm gonna turn the mixer up to a high. So I'm done. That's it. That is stiff peaks without sugar. Dude, trying to pop a cake out without lining the bottom with parchment. So I like to eyeball. I go there, I go there, and then fold those 2 ends to meet each other. Ah. Here we go. How accurate can she make a circle using geometry? It's a snowflake! No, I'm just kidding. Lay it inside. And then we're gonna spray the inside. There we go. Ta-da! Yeah, y'all don't wanna know how many times I have watched those food shows and they don't line the bottom with parchment paper and then they're like slamming the shit out of the cake. I can already feel the luscious cell structure being better in this cake. This hand grabbing the bowl, pulling it towards my body. Up, over. And see how it looks like broken cottage cheese? That won't happen if you mix sugar into the meringue and whip it simultaneously, because what's happening is the water from the egg whites is separating from the protein structure. Look at that cell structure. It looks better than last time, all spongy. There she is. Nice. I've had this my entire career, 17 years in the pastry industry, and this is my favorite tool. It also costs $59 from AUI, Albert Ooster Imports, where I used to be the assistant corporate pastry chef at 19 years old. Worth the money. It's hard, it's reliable, Yeah, who knew a spatula could cost so much money, you know, but it does. Spreading cake is a skill set that you gain over time. Oh, look at that. Ready to go. So reading the recipe, it says melt butter, add cornstarch, orange rind juice, and sugar. Bring to a boiling point, stirring consistently. We're gonna make a curd, cool it down, fold in whipped cream, otherwise it'll break. Very interesting, there's no butter in her frosting recipe. Cornstarch. All right, we're just gonna do this again. I smell the cake baking. I got cornstarch on my outfit. Orange zest again! Oh, gosh, you always give this big ass task to the newbies in the kitchen. Cake's coming out. Better not be filming my butt. I think it might be cooked. So I filled up my pot about halfway with water. We got the pot to boiling, melted our butter in the microwave. Whisk the shit out of this till it decides to congeal. Just think in the 1920s with no TV and no phone, a stereoscope to listen to. I don't even know if I said that right. Okay, so I've been patiently whisking for, I'm nearly going on 20 minutes. It's taking way too long. Nope, directly in the pan you go. We're gonna do this pastry chef style. Now you guys know why pastry chefs need to get paid more. When they're in a resort, they're over one of those double boilers or the stove making a huge batch of it. I mean, like 40 pounds of this stuff. It's getting thicker. I can actually feel it getting thicker. You can tell by the viscosity and the way it bounces. So I put it down to a level 2. And how am I gonna cool this down super speedy fast? I'm gonna pour it in a sheet pan. And then I'm tired. So I think we're gonna make the frosting in the morning. Then we're gonna drive over to Lou Gardens and serve it to people. You can tell the starch has started to break down because of how glossy it looks. Now I'm gonna turn up the heat by 2, so I'm at a 4. So what are we looking for? We're looking for this to pop. I need to see bubbles start pop. Woo! Just like that. That was a little scary. Basically that means that the cornstarch has broken down. It's sugar. So that way it doesn't taste cornstarchy on the palate, and it also encapsulates all the water when that happens. And pastry chefs are kind of like artistic scientists. But yeah, look, it's boiling. Look, you can see the dimples on the surface. Everyone's like, pastry chefs aren't at risk of danger. Look at all these burns that I have on my arms, and that's not from like being irresponsible. That's literally just accidents happen in the kitchen. Shit pops at you from boiling pans. When you reach your arm into an oven, you get burned. Gloopy and thick. You know, like, you guys ever watch the movie Alien? It's kind of like the acid that drips from his mouth. Oh, this looks really good. Wow, that's thick. Yeah, I'm gonna say we're done. I need 2.5 teaspoons of salt. All right, so 35 grams of lemon juice. So why do we add the salt and lemon juice at the end? We added it at the end because high acidity can counteract cornstarchability. The higher the acidity level, the less the cornstarch will hold in a product. Oh, yes, look how thick that is. It looks really good. All right, y'all, it's been fun. I'm gonna cover this with plastic wrap. We cover it in plastic wrap so it doesn't form a skin on top. And I'm gonna poke holes. So these are microscopic holes. It's not like they're very big holes. The holes are gonna help the heat to have little holes or ventilation. I also don't wanna immediately put this in the refrigerator because that's a drastic temperature change. So I'm gonna actually leave this on the marble. The marble's gonna absorb the heat out of it. Safe to put in the refrigerator. And then when we wake up, we're gonna fold in the whipped cream and finish this cake. All right, so we're gonna make the orange frosting. So I am gonna do 3 eggs, and I have to separate those eggs. Ooh, actually I have some mandarins in the fridge. That's in the orange family, right? Let's scale out our sugar next. We gotta get it boiling. Recipe, I need 1 1/3 cup of water. Now, because I did sugar first and water second, I'm gonna have to stir so I don't get any dry spots when I'm boiling this into a sugar syrup. And then we're gonna boil this up until we can blow a bubble or pull a string is what her recipe says, but it's basically softball. The white foam is basically impurities that come up from cooking the sugar, but just don't stir it or cause agitation to cooking sugar because it'll start to crystallize on the edge of the pan.
An easy way to not create crystallization is to just grab the handle and make small swirling motions, not to cause agitation, as we need to dip a hollow metal circular object in order to blow a bubble.
All right, let's do orange zest next. We're just gonna hurt my wrist and zest into a bowl again. This is an insane amount of zest in this recipe. I mean, I feel like I've zested already like 15 oranges for this recipe. If these oranges are from California, y'all can deal with some mandarins being in this recipe. Now I need my KitchenAid mixer. Pour it down the side to cool the sugar. Turn the speed up as you're doing it. I really feel like we should add the yolk at this time. We don't want the yolk to scramble and make scrambled eggs. So see how I'm temping the side of the bowl with my hand? So I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the zest and juice first so it can evaporate the moisture off of that. I turn the mixer up a little bit with the speed. I'm gonna let it mix for about a minute, and then I'm gonna add the yolks. We colored it orange without food coloring. Just a little teeny pinch of salt, that's all I did. I'm pretty sure they're whipping this like by hand, sweating, 90-degree weather in Florida. Friends are gonna love my orange cake. A serrated knife to tort. Tort means make layers. Guide it along that edge. Just gonna release the pressure, lift up. And so you can easily use this for sponge cakes. Cake board on top, flip, then release. And look at that, easy as Sunday morning. So you wanna push the knife along the edge, don't go all the way through. And then when you come back to your initial starting point, which is right there, I went all the way around the circle, only about an inch in. Now that I met the beginning again, now I'm gonna press the knife closer towards the center. Just rotate that knife all the way around that guiding edge. Let's see the reveal. Ta-da! Ooh, look at that crumb. This time I'm gonna flip it because it's sunk in about an inch towards your center. Rotate all the way around, only going an inch in. As we work towards the center, I'm gonna rotate all the way around. There you go. It's for my husband. I'm gonna leave this because this is like a layer, and I can only imagine she didn't do things perfectly back then. I can also take some of the cake scraps that I have here too, and because I know there's like a little hole right there, I can just boop, kind of press it down. I'm gonna flip it. Ta-da! Nobody'll know. Some scraps. Mmm. The chew is nice. It kind of has like the chew of like an almond cake. It's really orange forward, very buttery somehow. So I'm really happy with the way this looks. I am gonna scrape down the edges that I notice are not incorporated. I have to whip some whipped cream because that was part of the fold in. We're gonna get this whipped up. Wow, look at that consistency, yes. I'm gonna scoop it up into the bowl, look at that. This looks so good. I mean, wow. I whipped my cream to about a medium stiff peak. Just folding it, I mean, that's what she said to do. She said fold the whipped cream in to the cool down mixture. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. I mean, I like the thickness of that. I'm a little worried about the thickness of this though. No buttercream to hold it in place. I'm like, it's gonna ooze all over my car. Hey, look at that, oh my gosh. Hey girl, hey. I'm just gonna take some of the orange creme and like make a well, meaning like make a circle so that the filling kind of like sits in the middle. Close the bag up. Push it to the end. I'm not gonna go all the way to the edge of the cake because once I use the pressure to push down the top layer, it's gonna spread to that edge. Oh, this looks so freaking good. I can't believe she used to make this cake all the time. Bavarian cream cake. Really nice and beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and put my lid on. I'm just gonna flip, plop down, frost with orange frosting. There's a little tiny cake. Okay, yeah, let's do frosting. Okay. Ooh, it's a very runny frosting, very interesting texture of frosting. It's good. I'll lick this spatula if I want, it's my house. And then with all the leftovers, I have my sheet cakes that I prepared. I'll show you the difference of those sheet cakes. And then we're gonna head off to the gardens. So I'm just gonna like let it ooze over the sides, but I don't know if I'm gonna like ice the sides with it. I'm a little hesitant. I'm like wondering, maybe she didn't ice the sides. Maybe she like just like let it fall down. Cause that picture, it's not like the best cartoon picture, but like if you look at it, it looks like the icing's sitting on top with like some oranges, but the icing's not covering the sides of the cake. It looks pretty close to the cartoon. I'm gonna call it a day. Because I don't want it to like ooze out all over my car. You know, I'm gonna leave it. I'll leave it. It looks beautiful like that. Could I have done a better job of spacing the oranges? Sure. Is someone gonna be happy that they're getting free cake? I think so.
Our first go around looks very dry and eggy. The second one has a better gluten structure and overall cell formation as those hollow air pockets are encapsulated better, making for a softer, more biteable crumb.
God, it's like gummy, the first recipe. So I just made a little label so they can know who baked for them. See any oranges? No, but I see beauty. It's so beautiful. I see the house. Onward. All right, let's go, baby. To think, this is her backyard where she used to collect her oranges, and in there is her kitchen where she made the orange cake.
Man, did I enjoy hunting down all those volunteers for the plant show.
And this is for you. the kitchen where Mrs. Lou used to bake her orange cake, and if you want to donate some money to the garden, you get the recipe book. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I love coming to the garden.
I love sweets.
This is the famous Lou Garden home of Mr. and Mrs. Lou, where she baked the orange cake. This is her recipe, and we're about to eat it here on property. I've spent the past 2 days zesting 15 oranges and layering this puppy up, and I'm so excited to get a slice of it. Well, Mrs. Lou, you baked me a cake? Oh, thank you so much. I don't mind if I do. So what did I say when we left the house? I said, this icing is probably going to ooze everywhere. And what happened? It did. We're gonna dive into it no matter what. Oh, that's a nice cake. It's soft.
Most people think you need butter for a cake, but this cake proved us wrong. Egg yolks are just as buttery, and with as much orange zest as this cake has, who's missing out on flavor? Not this gal.
Wow, that's good. Very orange forward. It's not too sweet. I would say it's a little acidic, a little bit. And there is some bitterness from all that zest. You know that icing, even though it's not stabilized, look how fluffy that icing is. Well, Mary Jane, you knew exactly what you were doing when you were making orange cake. This recreation has been delicious. Sweet friends, I'll see you on the next episode of Pastry Fundamentals. Follow for more pastry fun.